All right, I'm live. Let's see here. I'm outside, so what's best? Maybe that looks good. Let's see here. Hey, YouTube, what's going on? Going live today in the backyard. Looks like my wife got a chair over here. Let's see. Got 2 viewers. Hey, guys. I got a couple of 3 people on. All right. So, I'm just going to wing it today, guys. Questions and answers. Got some comments I might read. And hoping you guys can make the show today by asking me some questions. So I see there's 3 people on there. So ask away. The vibe here is federal prison talk, but you never know. Somebody's calling me, and I can't answer you because I'm doing a live TV show right now. So she will have to wait. Anyways, how's everybody doing out there? Anybody seen RDAP Dan? Been looking for him. RDAP Dan, where are you? You've been missing in action. I hear he's moving to Seattle. Anyways, he was going to come on my show, or I was going to go on his. And I don't know. Waiting to hear all that. Hey, I want to thank a bunch of you guys that done some interviews with me this last week or two. Larry McGee out there, good man. His interview will be up next week. We did it. We're holding off on it. Otis done a couple with me. Bruno. And hey, James, I'm doing a live YouTube right now, and you are on the air.
Action housing, stay out of prison. But if you gotta go, listen to Sean.
They're hearing you, man. There's viewers out there listening to this. Yeah.
He is the man. He knows what he's talking about. He's got some spread recipes, so stick around after, and he'll share some spread recipes. You'll find out what those are soon. Talk to you later, Sean.
This guy showed up in court for me. Talked to the judge for me. I'll never forget it. Wrote me letters, put money on my books. He was there for me before, and he's still there for me today. So,
and they only gave him an extra 18 months.
Yeah.
So you don't want me showing up in court for you.
All right. I know we got. Are you calling about the restaurant? Did you have time to talk about that?
I do, but I got another call. Your lady friend is calling me.
Okay.
That's not a girlfriend. It's just a lady friend, ladies.
I know. Yeah,
he's available.
He's still single.
All right, talk to you later.
I'm gonna call you after this, okay?
Thanks.
All right.
Come on.
I did answer for him. I did answer the phone for him. That guy has, been amazing in my life. He's a clean and sober guy. He's got like 15 years clean and sober, but he's a smoked crack like you wouldn't believe. And he's been to a bunch of county jails, and he got lucky. He never made it to prison. And now he's turned his life all around. He's got some businesses going and stuff. And he made me an offer if I could find a restaurant for sale that closed down during the pandemic or something. He will finance it, and I can run it. I have about 30 years in the restaurant business. So we're looking into this pizza parlor. And so I got to call him back on that. We're waiting to hear from another lady who's clean and sober. What she got? 10 years clean and sober. Her name's Shauna. But me and her, we used to smoke crack together and do meth. And she's turned her life around. She's been to jails. Has she been to prison? I don't think she's been to prison yet. But and they're all in my life today. And you know what I mean? So I get out of prison, and there's people there for you when you get out. Hey, now we got some questions going on. Hey, Neto, awesome, great business opportunity. Yeah, thanks. Hey, Larry, there he is. Larry, I was just talking about you, thanking you. Larry, me and Larry did a video. We're gonna put it up next week because Larry's, well, you'll find it all out. You'll find it all out when we put up the video. All right, Larry's minion. Maybe that's not Larry. That's Larry's minion. I see a heart. That's awesome. So yeah, guys, going to prison is not the end of your life. Getting out's not the end of your life. Like I got this guy James, who's he not only wrote a personal reference letter to the judge, but he showed up on my sentencing day. And, he told the judge, just give the guy probation. He's a real great guy. I mean, he said what he said. I don't think he asked for probation, but man, he said some really good words to the judge. And then he wrote me letters while I was in there. I wrote him back. He put money on my books. He's there for me now. And he runs all these clean and sober living houses. So when I got out of the halfway house, I still didn't have a place to go. So I've been staying at one of his clean and sober living houses, not rent free. I pay him rent just like everybody else. I know special. He don't live here. He owns them, and I don't get any special treatment. Although we're still friends, and I got there's people. You find out who your real friends are when you go to prison, and the ones that don't write you letters, not put it this way: if somebody doesn't put money on your books, don't take that the wrong way. They might not be able to afford it, but if they write you a letter to me in prison is worth more than $100 on my books. To me, a letter is gold. A handwritten letter. Emails are great, but that handwritten letter, man, you get to hold it. You get to show it to your buddies in prison. You can read it. It's like it's gold. When they do mail call every night at the prison, man, the looks on people's faces while they're calling out names. People are just hoping to get that letter, man. A letter, it just means so much. So when you guys have friends and family going to prison, or you're going, take the time, man. If somebody takes the time to find a pencil and a pen and a piece of paper to write on, and a stamp and an envelope, and they're going to look up your name and registration number and put all that on there, and they're going to take that time to write you that letter, man, that, to me, that's gold, man. That's worth more than $100 on my books. Okay, that's worth more than an email. Emails are great. Don't do those too. But a handwritten letter, if you just shoot a guy a letter once every couple of months, it means a lot. I'll never forget the letters I got. So let's see what else I got here. Darren, hey bro. Larry Minion. Oh no, not Larry. Yeah, not Larry. You're Larry's minion. Larry's got some followers. Larry's got a channel, guys. Little grown boy. Am I saying it right? Grown little boy. Anyways, grown little boy. Check it out. It's a fun channel. Larry has some fun on that channel. It's not really a prison channel, but he's been talking about his case lately on there. But it's a fun channel. It's a party kind of. I don't know. Just check it out. It's exciting. Larry has all kinds of topics he talks about. He has music going. Does a lot of live shows, but he's got a personality that when Larry shows up at the camp he's going to is it Mendota? Larry, I think he's going to is it Mendota? I think he was going. I can't remember. Yeah, I think it's anyways, you're gonna be a celebrity over there, Larry. Larry's a likable guy, but he's a good man. And he made some mistakes, made some bad choices, bad decisions. I mean, there's a bad decision when you order, the chicken instead of beef, but I mean, he made some bad life decisions. And now he's got to pay the price. But he's coming around. It's going to be all right. He got, what did he get? 30 months. He'll be out of there in 15 months, 18 months. The video's coming out. We already recorded it. Let's see who else is on there. We got Neto. Congrats on having 1.29K followers. I hope many more find your channel to be helpful and resourceful. Thank you very much. And hey, y'all, I forgot who this is. MCSE. I know you got a name. Is it John? But anyways, how we doing, guys? Juan Dobbs. Hi, it's Melissa. Hi, Melissa. How you doing? All right. So, yeah, guys, you got any questions out there? And, I just threw out a topic, the difference between a camp and a penitentiary, but, I don't even know if I want to talk about that. The big difference is safety. When you go to a camp, you are going to be safe. You don't have to look over your shoulder. You don't have to join a gang. You don't have to join a car. You don't have to show your paperwork. You got some paperwork? What's that? Well, if you go to the penitentiary, the first day in there, man, people are going to come up to you, and it's only going to be your race of people coming up to you. In a camp, you can talk to any color you want. But in a penitentiary, doesn't work that way. Very race car. They call it a race car. Like not like a race car driver, but it's the race that's in the car. They call it race car. Anyways, in a penitentiary, they're going to ask you for your paperwork. And they want to know two things. Are you a snitch and are you a child molester? And man, those guys got a problem with both of them. I got a big problem with child molesters. I don't want nothing to do with them, and they don't allow them in a camp. Having been in a camp, though, a lot of white collar guys, maybe they like to use the term whistleblower, but a lot of white collar guys tell on each other before they get to camp. And it's usually a doctor's office or a real estate office, and they're all pointing the fingers at each other, and they're getting threatened with 20 years. And they all tell on each other. Okay, it's kind of it's in a camp. It's just half the people there have done that. And me, I had people snitching on me or telling on me. I had this leadership role, so I had 7 people underneath me. So I didn't have anybody to tell on. They told on me. One of them, believe it or not, was my girlfriend, my fiance. She called me up and she said, they just came and raided my house and I told them everything about you, you motherfucker. And she was doing the tax fraud too. So she ended up getting 29 months. I'm not allowed to talk to her. I won't say her name. I know she went to Dublin. That's a women's camp. And they still gave her 29 months. So I don't know what she was looking at originally. But yeah, people will tell on it you're at a camp before they get there. But here's the thing. Once you get to the camp, now you don't tell on nobody. There's a guy smoking a cigarette, you don't say nothing. There's a poker game going, you don't say nothing. See guys on a cell phone, you don't say nothing. You will get beat up really, really bad in a camp. They won't shank you or kill you, but you will be bloody and it will hurt and you will take your lumps. And anything you've done, if you told on your boss, during your pre-trial, forget all that when you get through camp. Now's the time. Okay, now you don't say shit. That's all behind you. All right, everybody, it's kind of an unspoken thing. All right. You do that same thing at a penitentiary and they find out that, everybody in your office was telling on everybody. They don't care. You're a snitch in a penitentiary and you're going to get shanked and you're going to get beat up and you're going to, unless you get on some special PC yard. PC means protective custody. They have special PC prisons now and all that. And I only went to a camp. Thank God I didn't go to a penitentiary. I wouldn't want to look over my shoulder. I wouldn't want to fear for your life every day in a penitentiary. And you know who else fears for their life in a penitentiary? The correctional officers. Those guys go to work not knowing if they're coming home. But the correctional officers in a camp, they're safe. They're so safe that they are friendly with you, and it is allowed to talk to correctional officers in a camp. Even get buddy with them because you're working together. You're doing jobs together with these guys. I worked food service over at the ADX Supermax with those correctional officers, and we had a big line of trays. We're making all the trays for the Unabomber and the Boston Bomber and the Shoe Bomber and the Oklahoma City Bomber. We're making their food. But there's 2 or 3 of the COs right next to us when it came time to do the trays, because we had to do 440 trays for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and they got a hot tray and a cold tray, so you double that. 880 trays 3 times a day. And when it came time to put in the trays, we got to put all this hot food on a tray, and then we got to load it in these big giant hot carts, and then that's brought over to the cell. But yeah, 2 or 3 COs might be on the line, and it's a big all conversations are going on. We're all laughing together. We're laughing with the COs. There was this one broad, call her broad, but CO lady. She was always having these bad dates. She was dating guys, right? And she would tell us about the guy she went out with last night and how she met him on Tinder and what a loser he was. Then you got another guy's daughter just graduated high school and he's talking about that. And they're telling you their personal things, right? And it's people you work with. And these are the COs. And that's allowed in a camp. Even though I was at Supermax, the campers that work at the Supermax are treated. When you go to a camp, you're treated with respect and dignity. Now, if you're gonna treat the CO with hate and disrespect and all that, for one, they're probably gonna try to find a way to ship you out of the camp because you don't belong there. They don't want any violent. They don't want any violent people at the camp. Not just a nonviolent crime and nonviolent personality, nonviolent, people. So, if you're walking around with hatred and race, and you're like, if you're you're a hardcore Nazi, Aryan Brotherhood, Crip, Blood, whatever, and you got all that anger and hate in you, you're not going to last at a camp. They're going to ship you out of there and put you with the people that you like to be with. You want to be thug. Thug life doesn't work at a camp. And that's a big difference between a camp and a penitentiary. Let's see if I got some more questions here. Any more questions, guys? Hey, can everybody hear me? Because I'm outside and I just got my laptop out here and I don't have any microphones plugged in or anything like that. So I'm guessing people can hear me. I got 9 people on there and 4 likes. So if you could hit that like button, I'd appreciate it. Neto or Nito, how do you say that? Neto. Yeah, it's Neto, right? Loud and clear. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, anybody out there that is facing prison time, if you want to come on the channel, you've seen I've been doing a lot of interviews lately, and if you would want to come on and tell your story to help out the person behind you, get a hold of me and we'll do an interview. And we don't have to use your last name, and we don't have to talk about your specific crime and get you in any more trouble. But the whole process that you go through on pretrial, sentencing day, and how much time am I gonna, how much time am I not gonna get, all that. If you want to talk about it on this channel, this platform for you guys too. So get a hold of me. All my info's underneath, my number, my email. It's all underneath my videos. Looks like I got a question from Neto. What's it like to have a birthday in a prison camp? I had a couple of those. So you'll get birthday cards from your family, hopefully, like that. They give you the day off. They give you the option to have the day off, because I was working food service. So they said, do you want your day off for the birthday? I think I took 1 day off, and then I worked 1 day. And guys, that you'll make friends while you're in there. You're really going to make friends. And people will, I don't know, for my birthday, you know what I got? I got some cigarettes, man, from guys. Here, it's your birthday, have a smoke. Really, that's kind of and that was a big deal. You know what I mean? So, but there's not going to be a party for you or nothing. But a lot of people don't know it's your birthday unless you tell them. You know what I mean? But when they find out, they're going to say happy birthday, and it is what it is. Let's see here. Neto says, I've been in pretrial for a year now. A year's kind of short time. I've talked to a couple guys that got the whole thing done in a year. Most people, it's going to be 2, 3, or 4 years. And Melissa is just starting out. Now I remember we talked on the phone. Melissa, you got a long way to go. She's got to get the she just got raided. I won't tell them your story, Melissa, but she got raided and she's waiting to get indicted. Then she's got to go through all the preliminary stuff on pretrial and take a plea deal. And I don't think she's going to fight it and take it to trial to a jury. I think she knows better than that. And she's going through it, guys. It's really hard, the stress of not even knowing how much time they get. Are they going to drop my case? Are they going to give me probation? But Melissa's out on pretrial. I mean, she's out. They're not gonna lock her up. And some people don't get that fortunate. They lock some people up in a detention center or a county jail while they're waiting on the whole 2, 3 years pretrial. But those kind of people usually don't go to a camp. Those are the people that are going to go to the penitentiary. Those are your dangerous. Those are your violent criminals. I don't get a lot of violent criminals watching my channel. If I do, I don't know about them. Let's see what else I got here. Darren Reed. Hey, Sean, just got sentenced yesterday to 42 months for distributing drugs on the dark net. Ooh. Hi. Hey, Darren. Wow. Yeah, Darren, we should talk. You got 42 months. I think I talked to you or texted you, Darren. 42 months. I don't know if you're getting RDAP or not. But let's do the math with Darren, guys. So regardless if he's going to a camp or a low or a medium, if he got sentenced yesterday and he's still out free and he's on this, you're talking to us on YouTube, chance you're probably going to a camp or low. I've never heard of anybody who gets to self-surrender to a medium or higher. And if you're out, I'm guessing you get to self-surrender, because if not, they would have remanded you into custody yesterday when you got sentenced. So let's do the math for Darren, guys. He got 42 months. So you start with the good time. 54 days for every year. We're going to even it out to 2 months for every year. So 42 months is 3 years and 6 months, right? 36. Yeah, 3.5 years. So 7 months good time out of 42. So 42 minus 7 is 35 months. If you get the RDAP, you qualify for the whole year off because you got more than 37 months. So 35 minus 12 months for RDAP. 35 minus 12 would be 23. Since you had the 37-month sentence, they'll give you 6 months halftime. 23 minus 6 is 17 months, Darren. And you're actually there long enough to probably get a couple, maybe 3 extra months or more for halfway house time if you take the First Step Back programs or classes, or home confinement time. They're either one. So you're looking at about a year and a half on a 42-month sentence, Darren. That's not bad. You're going to do only about a third of your time, Darren. And I know nobody wants to do even a day in prison, but to get out of to do, yeah, you're looking at about a year and a half time. You're going to do halfway house time after that, or home confinement, but you're looking at about a year and a half, even if you're going to a low. All right, Darren. I know you've already done the math. How many hundreds of times have you done the math, Darren, since you got sentenced yesterday? How many times did you write all that down? I know you guys do the math. I did the math like crazy. Jan Dobbs, hey, raised in Feb, rated. Oh, but that's Melissa. Yeah, right. Rated in Feb. Yeah, Melissa. Yeah, me and Melissa talked on the phone for a while. I'm gonna be working with Melissa, helping her through this, guys. That's what I do, man. If I can help you guys get through this pretrial, this whole like devastating thing that happens in your life, and you got to facing prison, man. What, me? I gotta go to prison, man. It's so psychologically. Oh, I mean, just well, I don't want to get started, but I already did. It's a living hell, guys, and it's a living hell. Nobody understands except people who have been through it. Your lawyers don't even know what happens after you get sentenced. They have an idea what prison's like, but they don't really know. But the lawyer's job is to get you up to the day of sentencing and get you the best sentence that lawyer can possibly get you. But they don't have a lot of answers about life in prison and questions to ask along the way. And a lot of lawyers don't want to be bothered with phone calls. You know, a lot of lawyers don't want to be bothered, especially to them. They're little mini phone calls. And that's why you guys are searching YouTube and finding out your own answers. People like RDAP, Dan, and I guess me, and there's a lot of other channels out there that, well, I don't know if there's a lot of other channels out there, but there's a lot of prison channels out there. And, well, you guys get the idea. Let's see here. Neto says, does pretrial time done count towards anything? No, it doesn't count towards anything. Sorry, unless you're locked up during pretrial. If you're at a county jail doing your pretrial, yeah, you're going to get credit time served. But if you're out, no. But it's what you do with that pretrial time that can convince a judge that you're not worth giving the maximum sentence to. If you can convince the judge that you're a good guy, you've learned your lesson, you're trying to change your life, and if he gives you a lesser sentence, it's most likely you're going to come out and be a productive member of society. You know what I mean? But if you're violating on your pretrial and you're getting drunk and you're partying and you're still doing little crimes and all that kind of stuff on pretrial, and like you haven't learned anything yet, you know you're going to prison, so that can be used against you. But like I said, if you're going out there and like if you go to AA meetings and you're feeding the homeless and and you're raising your kids again, and you're helping your children with their schoolwork, and you know what I mean. Maybe you're volunteering at school, and you're doing like things that a good, wholesome American person would do while you're on pretrial. The judge will look at that, and he can give you less time for that, but he's still going to give you some time. I hate to say, very few people get probation. It happens, but very few get it. Neto says, Darren says, can you wear contact lenses in camp? Yes, you can. And they give you, they sell them on commissary, or you can get a prescription if you come in with a prescription for it, or you can go to their doctor at the camp and get a prescription. That's going to take a while, though. Like, they're kind of slow. So if you have a prescription already, bring in the prescription for your contact lenses, and you can get those sent. You can get those sent, I think, from your doctor to the camp, or they have their own pharmacy there. But yeah, you can have contact lenses, no problem. The little holders that you put the drops in every night and all that, you get to keep all that in your house, your housing. Usually it's a cubicle that you live in. Let's see. Darren says, also, what's the gambling scene like there? It's crazy, man. Poker tables set up at nighttime, and they play Texas Hold'em like you wouldn't believe. $100 buy-ins, $200-$300 a hand sometimes. Those guys play for big money. Once in a while, there'll be a little $20 buy-in table, but those don't usually last. You got these doctors, lawyers, stockbrokers, man. They're playing Texas Hold'em for big, and the drug dealers. The drug dealers got the most money, because the doctors, the lawyers, and the stockbrokers, and all those white-collar guys, they got their money seized. The drug dealers were smart. They dealt in cash, and they have their money hidden. And they were smart. They still have their money. But the businessmen, white-collar guys, they got the government took their money. Some of them, have still money hidden in, offshore accounts and all that stuff. But the drug dealers got the most money, man. They're smart. They deal in cash. Let's see. Lilium. Damn, I go in Monday, Sean. Oh, man, you go in Monday. I remember we talked. You go in Monday. Damn, where are you going? And, wow. And, where was that? Oh, he took some of this down. I was wondering, Darren, where are you going? What, you going to a camp, Darren? Do you know? And Lilium, is that right, Lilium? Where are you going, Lilium? Darren says, no, not me, bro. Let's see where that goes. Okay. Trying to read all this. Darren said, I was facing 87 months. I got a job during pretrial and signed up for school and didn't get test dirty. The judge departed to 42 months. I feel grateful. That's a sentence cut in half. And now you're only going to do a year and a half. So you were looking at what's that, 7.5 years, 87 months? That's 7.5. I think that's 7.5 years. And now you're going to be in and out in a year and a half. So you did the right thing on pretrial. And Lillian says, Lewisburg Camp. Okay, Lewisburg Camp. All right, okay. I haven't heard anything bad about Lewisburg Camp. There are some camps I heard bad things about, not to go to. Yeah, and for you women out there, if you can stay away from Dublin, Melissa, it's in California, but they don't have the RDAP there anyways. But Dublin, I heard bad things about the Dublin for women. I just have. So you can always request where you get sentenced to. When that time comes, stay away from Dublin, women. That's for women. It's a low in a camp, and I haven't heard good things about it. And I think that Lori Laughlin or whatever, she was supposed to go to Dublin, and she heard bad things, and she asked for a transfer. And they sent her, where did she go? Susanville or somewhere. She went to Camp Cupcake instead of Dublin. Darren says, I get designated in July. The judge recommended me to Miami camp. Miami has a camp? I know Miami has a camp. Okay. Wow. Camp in Miami. I'll have to look that up on there's about 40 camps I know that, and I don't know them all by heart. I know about 10 of the camps are standalone camps. They're all by themselves. The other 30 are next to other prisons. They're next to mediums and lows and penitentiaries. Lewisburg, Miami has a camp. So, Darren, do you know? I don't know if you're RDAP. Did you qualify for the RDAP? Did you know about the RDAP? I don't know how long I've known you on this channel, or if you got to the RDAP thing, or RDAP Dan helped you, or somebody. I'm hoping you qualified for RDAP. Alyssa says, is it true that they try to charge as many people as they can, or do they prefer to have one main bad guy take the fall? Kind of yes, no. So I had 6 people underneath me, and I know 4 of them went in, and the other 2 I think got their charges dropped, but I don't know who they told on. But normally the main guy will take the fall, but the other people, instead of getting 10 years, will get 2 years. They're all going to fall together. The other ones will get lighter sentences, but the main guy will go. So they don't. It's not like they take the main guy down and everybody else gets to go free. In a state case, yeah, but in the feds, no, they kind of want to bring as many people with you as they can. I mean, I've seen fathers and sons at my camp. We had a father and son that lived together. I saw brothers that lived together in the same unit. I've seen, there was 5 brothers, this one camp, and 3 of them. There was 2 there when I got there, but there was 3. The other 2 were at a low, and they keep the whole family together, even though the father was running the whole thing. So yeah, the whole crew goes. Just the leader's going to get the most time. So in my case, I was the leader. I couldn't get sentenced till everybody underneath me got sentenced first, because they told me that I'm going to get the most time. And they said, so in order to make sure I get the most time, they got to wait till the last person underneath me is sentenced, and so that I can get more time than them. So the 3 people got like 42 months underneath me. That girlfriend who told on me, she got 29 months. Another person got 30 months, and then I got 52. So they only went 10 months over. The next lowest underneath me was 42 months, so I got 52. It's not like they got 42 and now I got 20 years. It was just a little bit more, but they had to make sure I at least got a little bit more. Let's see. Darren says, yes, the judge recommended RDAP also. Okay, I've told you guys, when the judge recommends RDAP, that is meaningless when you get to the camp, because you will be BOP property, and the RDAP coordinator that's the psychiatrist who runs RDAP. In my case, it was a woman named Dr. Coulter Rodriguez, and she used to tell us, I love when you guys come in my office, you just get to camp, and you say, the judge recommended RDAP, and I'm here to sign up. And she says, well, that's great that he recommended it, but I make that decision. Let me look at your pre-sentence report. If it says you have a problem with alcohol and drugs on there, I'll make the decision. I'm going to interview, and it's going to be up to me, and I don't care what the judge says. The judge can recommend all day long you go to RDAP, but this is my camp. And that's what she told us. And she used to say this like, every couple of weeks we get new guys in, and she always made that speech. So, the judge's recommendation is noted, but it's got to be in paper. There needs to be paperwork, some kind of paperwork saying in your file that you have a problem with alcohol and drugs. And it has to be they had an alcohol or drug problem before you committed the crime too, not just after. Although, if you develop an alcohol problem because you got indicted, you can still get into RDAP, but you're going to have to document AA meetings and a therapist, and see a therapist, and have that therapist put an attachment onto your pre-sentence report, and that can also get you into RDAP. I think I said that clear enough. So let's see. Listen, is it true the money's all gone? Yeah, money's all gone. Lilium says, I don't think I'm a need to quarantine when I self-surrender. I called, I told them I'm vaccinated, and they said I might be okay. Yeah, I'm hearing that if you go in there and you have proof that you've been vaccinated, and they might give you a test right then and there. And I think now they can tell pretty quick whether you're negative. You don't have to do the whole 2 week locked up in the shoe anymore. Like masks are coming off everywhere. So it's not like it used to be. They used to put you in the shoe for 2 weeks, then they started putting you just in a quarantine range with people that are testing positive or people that are refusing to get vaccinated. They put those in a quarantine range, and even they're lightening up on that. So now when you show up, if you've got your vaccine, you've got proof you've been vaccinated, you might just go straight into the camp. It's starting to become like that. So hopefully when you get there, like you just said, you might be okay. And that's good to hear that they told you that, because you heard that from somebody that works at the camp, not just rumors. Carl says, "Hey Sean, how are you?" Hey Carl, how are you doing, Carl? Hope you're feeling better. Carl had a little accident there, right, Carl? I hope you're physically better. He had a physical accident. Hope you're better, Carl. Yeah, I'll see here. Okay. All right, guys. So wait for more questions. I see 9 people and only 5 likes. So could you guys give me a like? It helps the channel. Lillian says, you might. Yes, I might call again just to make sure. Okay. Yeah, just to make sure. But bring proof that you've been vaccinated. Let's see here. I see some of you guys have retracted your messages. And I don't blame you, because later on YouTube will put this video on open public forum. So I see quite a lot of you guys are retracting your message. Yeah, you don't want it to stick on there. I mean, I'm not doing that. I'm assuming you guys are retracting. It says message retracted, message retracted. I'm assuming you guys are doing that so nobody looks at your message later. And I don't blame you. I don't blame you with your alias names. I don't blame you at all. Yeah. Okay. All right. Looking for more questions. 437. Well, I got some comments I was going to answer while I'm waiting for questions. Something here. Somebody just sent me a text. Let's see here. Got a text from one of you guys. Marty, pretrial. That's what I wrote down. It says, Co-Defendants pretrial is June 15th. With the July 6th jury trial date, they have had 5 motions to dismiss, denied. What are chances of them getting it pushed back again, or do you think this is it? Let's see, he's got co-defendants. Their pretrial is June 15th. So they set a jury trial date for July 6th. A lot of times they will set a jury date, and that's normal to do, whether you're going to go to take it to jury or not. But they always have to set the date, and that's usually when they give you that deal. Here's the last deal you're going to get. Take this or leave it. But they always set the jury date, and you know what happens? 98% of the time, was it 98.4% of the time? Who's going to win, guys? The feds are going to win. If you happen to be that 1.2% that wins a jury trial against the feds, they will be back in about a year with all those charges, other ones that they dropped in the beginning, and all that discovery, those thousands and thousands of paperwork that they have against you. They will be back with new charges. They are not going to quit till they get you convicted. So good luck taking it to that jury, and enjoy the little win if you get one, because the feds, for one, now you've pissed them off if you win, and they will be back with more charges and more charges. I've talked to a few guys that I did time with that were in there that they won their jury. They took it to jury and won. I go, then what are you doing here in prison? Well, because they came back with new charges, and I lost that one. So that's what happens. Let's see here. I got some people asking questions. Darren says, I'm still scared of that agent, so I retracted. Sorry, Sean. I got it. I get you, man. Michael, I got vaccinated. Okay, good. Darren, LOL. Carl says, I'm doing okay. Got to get x-rays Friday. All right, Carl. Michael, nothing wrong with wearing a mask. Florida is COVID capital of America. Wear masks. I didn't think Florida was wearing the mask, or maybe that was Texas. I'm in California, and they're slowly taking them off here. They're slowly taking them off. Things are starting to open up. I've been on unemployment, guys, and I'm getting ready to, I got to go back to work soon. And I don't know if I can wear a mask for 8 hours all day long, man. What do you guys think? It's one thing to go to the grocery store and wear a mask for 20, 30 minutes or whatever, but how do you wear a mask all day long for 8 hours? And I don't think that's good to keep breathing your own all day long. I'm thinking I don't want to take a job if I got to wear the mask all day long, you know? And in prison, apparently you got to wear it all day long and they make you work and you don't have a choice, you know? You don't have a choice because they're going to make you work in prison. You got to wear that mask. Oh, let's see. Darren says, do co-defendants go to the same camp? Yes and no. Like I said, there was a father and son there. There was a couple brothers there. My co-defendants, okay, a couple of them told on me. A couple of them were friends. And we talked even though we weren't supposed to really talk, but we kind of did before pretrial. And we all wanted to go to the same place. We were buddies and they wouldn't let us. They told me I'm not even allowed to talk to them. Not even now I'm not allowed to talk to them. One guy I know for years, man, we were good friends. Why? What are you afraid of? Why can't I talk to my co-defendants? What, am I going to go talk bad about the government with them? I mean, yeah, so I probably would, but why can't I be friends with my friend? You know what I mean? But yes, sometimes co-defendants are separated, and sometimes I don't know who makes that judgment call. I've seen husbands and wives get separated and not can't talk to each other. In my case, I got that ex-girlfriend, an ex-fiance. We can't ever talk to each other. But she kind of turned on me, and she wore a wire and tried to set me. Anyways, they did me a favor with her. It wasn't a month later I found out she's already hooked up with some other guy. But while we were on pretrial, they did me a favor. But I don't know why they separate. They separate co-defendants that are friends, but they do. Let's see here. Michael says, is Arnold Schwarzenegger governor still? Where you been, man? You've been locked up for a long time, man. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger governor still. No, man, that was 20 years ago or something, or 15 years ago. No, he's not governor anymore. Maybe he will rerun. We're trying to get rid of the Governor Newsom we got now. Maybe Arnold will be back. Lilliam says, I think it's going to be free for me. I'm used to being locked in cells. LOL. All right. Luis Jaimes, the judge says 10 years for 100 pounds of drugs, but lawyer says 3 years. I've seen a lot of guys 3 to 5 years for 80 pounds, 60 pounds, 50 pounds, 100 pounds. You would think, man, that's got to be 100 years, life sentence. Nah, not necessarily. 3 to 5 years, 8 years. Probably not 10 though. Probably not 10. And you go to camps. Those big amounts, they're not like and now that First Step Act is made. It used to be if you got caught with crack versus powder cocaine, the crack could give you 25 years. The same amount of powder cocaine would give you 5 years. Now they squashed all that. Now everybody's getting 5 years. So that First Act was a big deal. That's why people got out of prison. William says, which I am happy. Listen, Jan, I'll call you Jan. Listen. Yes, good question. Darren, do co-defendants go to same camp? Yeah, some do and some don't. Yeah, the father and son that I talked about, they were both from, they were Korean, and the father didn't speak any English, none. And the son, so they gave him their own little cubicle, and because they were my neighbors, and I learned a little Korean. I tried to help. The son was going home first, so the father went through RDAF, didn't speak any English, couldn't do the homework for RDAP or nothing, and a bunch of us always helped him write the homework out. And RDAP, you got to get in front of a microphone every day and say your homework, tell your life story and all this. And he had to do it in English. That a lot of us helped him translate Korean to English. So anyways, we got him through the RDAP. But yeah, they were father and son. And so why they got to stay together. I knew men in there that their wives got charged and they can never talk to their wife again. And maybe once they get off probation. Yes, yeah, my co-defendants that I'm friends with that they won't let me talk to, I need to ask when I'm off probation, can I finally talk to them? And how dare you tell me I can't talk to my friends? But they do. Let's see. Michelle, Michael? It's Michael. I was gonna troll this chat, but you're funny. You take trolling like a champ. All right. Is that why you asked me to Arnold Schwarzenegger? Carl says, "Do you know what being on the federal watch list means? Can they get arrested?" What? I'm not on the federal watch list. Where? There is a federal watch list, but that's a whole conspiracy channel in itself, man. Yeah, you're gonna get me started on conspiracies and UFOs and dimensions and don't get me started, man. A federal watch list. They're out there, guys. Yeah, they're here. They're listening. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of. I won't talk about that. I'll go to analyst. Jan says, "What? You have to wear a mask all day at prison and at night? What the fuck? So not at night while you're sleeping, but not when you're in your cubicle. But if you're outside playing softball, in the gym, working out, you got to wear it. You're walking to a classroom. You're just walking around the campus. Because at a camp, you can walk anywhere you want, not just the track. You walk all over the campus. Imagine a big high school campus, with trails going around it, just walkways here, trees there, benches there, places to sit here, not just the track. We got all kinds of places to walk around. And we got to wear a mask anywhere you go, in the TV rooms, except for in your cubicle. I guess you could take it off while you're in the chow hall to eat. But Jonathan, who sent me an email last week, he's over at Devon's in Massachusetts. He's at the camp there, and he's doing good, guys. But he gets out at around Christmas time. Did an interview with him. It's on my videos here. Anyways, he got a year and a day. He's telling me the guards are yelling at him to put his mask on, why they don't have one on. And he's saying, yeah, they're yelling at you to put your mask on all day, and they're not wearing their mask. But yeah, you got to work at a camp. Most jobs are going to be about a 6-hour shift. Some are 2 hours, some are 4. There's a few jobs that are all day long, 8 hours, but 6 hours is kind of the average day. Yeah, you got to wear it. Got to wear that mask unless you refuse to go to work. And if you refuse to work at a camp, they're going to ship you out of the camp, put you in a shoe, send you to a low. You can get out of work, medical excuses. There's ways to get out of work, and there's little 20-minute jobs you can get and trade the job you got in that for maybe cleaning the bathrooms for a half an hour and make that your job. And there's ways to get those easy jobs. I've done some videos on that, guys. You don't necessarily have to have the 6-hour-a-day job. Some guys want that because it passes time. So a lot of people want to work all day. A lot of people do. But yeah, it looks like you got to wear your mask while you're in prison now. Let's see. Darren says, "Can I take college courses at the camp?" Yeah, so when you say college courses, so I got some links to some. I have one link to I want to say a prison-based college campus that lets you that lets you write in your homework, and it's I'm trying to think of the wording. Prison-based college correspondence courses is what it is. So they're correspondence courses. So you have to sign up for those. It's better to do it now before you go in. And I have one link for Prison Correspondence College. Can't remember the name of it, but it's underneath my video there. They have some college courses at prison camps, but it's going to be like solar energy. It might be a small business. Once in a while, I have that. They're going to have vocational classes like welding and plumbing and electrical and stuff like that. But if you're trying to get an AA degree or a BA in there, you need to do one of those correspondence courses, and you have to pay for it. They're not a whole lot of money, but I don't know, $800 a year, $800 a semester maybe. And they, they'll send you the books, and you got to write. Well, you can use a typewriter at the prison to type your things or handwrite it, but you're not going to get the luxury of a laptop. So it's going to be you're going to do it the hard way, but yes, and you have nothing but time, so go for it. Yeah, get a lot of guys get their AA degree or the BA degree, and they have grants at $800 a semester or a year. There's grants, plenty of grants where you won't have to pay for that, but you have to set all that up now while you're on the outside, because that's going to be hard to do on the inside, or you're going to need help from somebody on the outside to set that up for you. Matter of fact, I sent Jonathan the application for that correspondence college, and I put it all in a big, manila envelope and sent it to him. And then he said I didn't send the right one, so I had to go back online, and I found the right one. And I sent him all the pages and application. He said now he's applied for it. He's going to have time to do one semester. So I should probably do a video. College correspondence courses designed for people in prison. Let's see. Jan says, they took my phone, so I'm on my granddaughter's phone. Ha ha. It's not an alias. All right. Okay. I'll see here. Appreciate all these questions, guys. And you're giving me ideas for videos. Yeah, I got to do one on college correspondence. Co-defendants. Should do a video about co-defendants. Yeah, that's a good one too. Any more ideas you guys got on videos you'd like to see, let me know. If anybody wants to come on this channel for a little interview, I try to do my interviews with nothing but respect for you, or I'm not trying to get you convicted of any more crimes. So we don't have to mention your last name. We don't have to talk about the actual crime you did, but I like to do interviews so people can see what you go through on pretrial and all the hell you go through waiting sentencing and all that stuff, and it helps out the next guys. So if anybody wants to tell their story on here, you get a hold of me, and we will do that. If Chris, if you're watching, I think I'm supposed to call you tomorrow. We're going to do that. A youngster. What is he, 20? I think he's 20. He's going to be 25 in a couple months. So if you're under 25, your custody level is 8 points, and you can't have more than 11 points to get into a camp. But he's going to turn 25 before he gets sentenced. If it's Chris I'm talking about. Anyways, he's lucky, and he'll get into a camp, but he's just making it because his birthday's coming up. Let's see here. Jordan, hey, I'm sorry I'm late. That's okay, Jordan. Better late than ever. Way late. There's no such thing as you're late. You're either on early or don't worry about it, man. But I'm not going to be on here too much longer, guys. Maybe 15, 20 minutes. Unless like 100 people came on here and all these questions, I wouldn't leave you high and dry like that. But I was only planning to do an hour video. Matthew says, finish any day at camp from 7:30. Oh, yeah, you remember that. That was 7:30 in the morning. Yeah, let me take my brain through there. Average day at a camp. So at 7:30, I think I finished my breakfast. Let's see, Darren. I was grocery shopping. Haha. How was your Memorial Day weekend, Sean? It was good, man. I went out to a park, and you guys know I'm in recovery. I don't do crystal meth anymore. I'm clean and sober, and I don't drink and all that. So I went to an AA meeting at a park in San Mateo, and there's about 75 people there. And I don't want to go back to prison, guys. So I had to give up the drugs, and I'm not trying to preach AA or nothing, but it's keeping me out of trouble. It's keeping me out of prison. And I don't know if I'll always remain in AA, but I got a year and a half left on probation, and they like the fact that I do that. And it keeps me out of prison, and it's changing, trying to change my life for the better. Yeah, I'm nothing proud about being an alcoholic and a drug addict, and nothing proud about being in prison. All that's, but I want to, what? It doesn't mean I can't be a better person now. And I don't try to hide anything from you guys about my past. It is what it is. So if you guys are getting high, drinking, I did that all on pretrial. I don't blame you one bit. But when you get to prison, there's AA meetings in there, and there's drug programs and stuff. And once you get to prison, get off the drugs. I'm not going to tell you to stop now because I know you're going through the stress. You might need that drink. I get it, man. I get it. Well, when you do get to prison, man, that's time you need to look at your life. What you're going to do with it now. You might want to think about giving up drugs and the alcohol. But if you need a drink because you're stressing out, thinking you're getting 10 years, you don't know if you're getting probation, I get it, man. Drink away. Have at it, man. Do it now while you can. But, there's going to come a time when you're going to take a look at your life and, what's ahead and make some other good decisions for once. And that's enough. No more preaching from me. Let's see here. Darren says, appreciate it, Sean. Found the link for the college courses. We'll be waiting on that video. Okay. Jordan says, I was grocery shopping. Oh, yeah, Memorial. Jordan says, congrats, brother. I'm 37 days sober from alcohol, but have been sober since September 19th due to pretrial. Congratulations to you. 37 days sober. That's hard. That's hard to get, man. 1 or 2 days was easy for me because I just sleep and I got a hangover anyways. But 37, it's hard to get. It's hard to get, and it's not easy to get it back. So once you get past like 10 days without a drink, it's easy to get 3 days without a drink, but to get 10, 37, man. So congratulations. Carl says, maybe a motion to discover videos. Some people don't know how to do that. Motion to discover. Okay. Jordan says, sober from drugs. I meant since September 19, but yeah, 37. No, I got it. I got it. You haven't done alcohol in 37 days. I get that. And then you haven't done the drugs in a couple of years. No, I got it. I'm talking about 37 days off alcohol. It's hard to get, man. It was hard. Sometimes, well, I can't speak for everybody because I was going to say it's easier to get off the drugs than it is the alcohol, or is it? I can't remember. They were both hard. The alcohol still, it's a nice summer day, man. I wish I got this Mountain Dew thing here, but I should I do a commercial? Will they send me a case? This is Mountain Dew Rise Pomegranate Blue Burst. I'll take a case delivered, guys. There, I did a commercial for you. But yeah, I got to drink stuff like that. But man, I wouldn't mind Man, I was watching this movie today, and they had margaritas going, drinking shots. They were in Mexico, and it looks good, man. I wish I could, but probation, I got a no alcohol clause. Probation will throw me in prison. Let's see here. I've got my roommates over there. I told them I'm out in the backyard doing a live show, so you can come sit over here, read my chats. I don't want to keep the table from you. I've been talking an hour, so he's feeding our kitty. Or we got a little cat, little stray cat that won't let you pet him, but he feeds him. The cat runs away from you as soon as you get near him. Anyways, who was that asking me about talking about the whole day in camp? I'm gonna have to do that on another one because, yeah, it's almost 5, guys. I was just gonna do an hour, and yeah, I give it 5 more minutes for some questions, and then I need to wrap it up because I got another meeting I got to go to tonight. Another one of those AA meetings, and I got to get my dinner and go to the AA meeting, and I have a life today. Somewhat. Anyways, better life than before I went to prison. That's for sure. Anyways, appreciate all you guys, your questions, and watching the channel, everything that you guys do out there. And if I can help you guys in any way, get a hold of me. my number, email, and all that stuff underneath, or leave a comment. And, you know, do what I can to talk you all through this, help you out, save you guys $10,000 from hiring a prison consultant. My price is you have to subscribe and hit the like button. All right, guys, I think I'm going to call it a night. I want to thank you guys. Any more questions? Guys, appreciate it. God bless you all, and I will see you on the next video.